Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Intentional Tuesdays, and I am Penny Owens. I am your host. Thank you for joining me today. We have an interesting one today. If you're new here, let me let you know what it's about. We come here every week to reset our intentions every week instead of every year and to refresh our spirits. It's vital. The things that are going on right now, you need to make sure that you are cleansing off, releasing stresses, and staying focused. Okay, there's a lot of distractions out there, and those distractions, those are what keep us from being who God created us to be. And we don't have time for that. We want to make sure that we reach the potential that we are supposed to. We're supposed to enjoy the things that are meant for us, and we want to have abundance so that we can share it across the nation, across the community, with our family, with our loved ones, strangers as well. We want to make sure that we leave a positive impact and a legacy here. We're not just living. Who told you that? It's not supposed to just be check to check and struggle to struggle. We're not doing it. So let me make sure that everything is up and moving. It looks good. Let me refresh this screen here. Today's topic. Okay, that's good. Great. Everything's good. So today's topic is overcoming fear of failure and self-doubt. That is not something that I'm sure most of us have to deal with. Oh, hold on. I have an eyelash on my eye and that thing hurt. I tried to ignore it, y'all. I was trying to ignore that thing. Ooh, it was kind of strong. Self doubt happens to all of us, each and every single one of us, at some point or another. Usually we tend to start off that way, and then you have to build your confidence. And for others, self doubt and fear tends to linger throughout your childhood, your teenage years, your young adulthood, your adult life. And it's hard to get rid of. So let me help you out there. Because you want to make sure that you don't continue to give fear any power. We're not going to continue to feed that wolf. Not from this day forward. We're going to continue to work on it. And I speak this into existence for each and every single one of you that is hearing my voice, that is watching and in this moment right now. No longer will it control you or deprive you of the things that God wants you to have. Okay, so we're just going to make sure we gear up. We're going to make sure we put on our armor. We like, okay, what's going on? Because I'm tired of this. I want all my energy back. And when it comes to overcoming fear of failure, that's not one that I guess that you automatically just assume you know how to do. The fear of failure comes usually from something in our childhood, something that we were exposed to, something that we were taught. Let's say that a parent is a perfectionist and they want you to be an A+ student. B's are unacceptable. When you have that kind of pressure growing up, then you tend to beat yourself up pretty hard, even as an adult, even after you done moved out of the house and you're no longer there. It follows you. The way that you have brought up sticks with you. It's what you know. Nature versus nurture. But as not even just as an adult, I encourage you as a young adult. As soon as you get to adult status, start refreshing and recalibrating. Decide if the things that you were taught is something that you want to keep moving forward. Allow room for growth. Allow age to show you the wisdom in what your parents were trying to teach you, what they were trying to do, what they were showing you. But always recalibrate. Make a decision for yourself, okay? Because it is your life. And as an adult, especially if you're an older adult, we don't think that we have that option to recalibrate. Yes, you do. You have the option to recalibrate every day. Every day that we wake up, we have a new day to try, to fight, to just be who it is that we want to be, who we inspire to be, to touch those that we want to help. Every day we get this privilege. It's not something that just happens in your dreams as a child. Not at all. With your fears, I remember having to overcome my own fear. And I didn't have exactly the fear of failure. I figured, especially when I was young, that that was just going to happen. I didn't know what I was doing, so I'm not surprised if I failed at whatever it was going to be, whether it was cooking a recipe, trying for a new job, sticking to a career, whatever it was. If I failed at it, I kind of accepted it. It was just like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I need to figure out what I'm doing. But my fear was for the opposite extreme. It was for success. I had a fear of success. Why, you ask? Because, as some of you know, I have a large family. It wasn't always large, but it felt like it. Before I had just one child, I always had a house full of kids and family, and that's just how my adulthood started. And with that being what it was, and since I wasn't really career driven and really dedicated to one other thing, or any hobbies of extremes or any obsessions and things of that nature, that was the only thing that I cared about was my family. So my priorities were very, very hyper focused on being there for my family. So as I pursued careers and go to school, and I'm trying to get my life started as an adult, every time it starts looking as if it was going to be prominent, like this could work, I would get scared. I would actually get afraid because I knew that I'm a good worker. I'm a fast learner, and whatever it is that I'm doing, I'm going to put 110% in. And every time that I got that inkling that, okay, here we go, all I kept thinking about was my family. I kept thinking about what it is that I wanted to do with them. And I didn't feel as if I could juggle both. I knew I would be successful. So far, life had already showed me whatever I touched may turn to gold. But what does that look like when you have family? And I was afraid. I knew that I'm good at this. This is something that I want to do. I can do this and I can make it better. My dreams were always big. Oh, this is just the start because I can do this and this and that. But it countered what I wanted to do with my family. And I spent years dealing with that, afraid of success. I wanted the career. Not really. I'm not even going to lie about that. I wanted to do good at whatever it is that I was going to do. But I wanted my job, my career, to be around my family. That was my number one priority. But I wanted to make sure that I had what I needed to provide for my family, to give my kids a good present life, not just looking at the future. But whatever I would touch, as soon as it started getting good, this fear would come over me. What does this mean? This means I'm going to have to put in more time. This means I'm going to be there all the time. I'm going to neglect my kids. I'm going to neglect my husband. And it really was a deep embedded fear. I started looking at it and I had for myself, where is this coming from? If you have a fear, you need to find out where it's coming from. You think you have a control of it. You think that it's not bothering you, and you can accidentally allow it to continue for years. Years. It can take energy and opportunities away from you, your fears. So the first thing you want to do is find out where it's coming from. I did some of the soul searching and asking questions and really just kind of reflecting and going backwards, trying to figure out, why would I have such a fear? And you know what? It trickled down back to my childhood. I watched my mom be successful in her endeavors. She was always working, and she was a single mom. She was always working. She was attending school, doing a good job there. My mom barely had a social life. Her focus was on her children. It really was. And she was good at it. But I missed her. I felt like she wasn't there. And I never thought about it because I never felt like I held on to that. And that was just what the situation was. And I was proud of my mother. Still am very proud of my mom. But as a single mother, you work hard. You work very hard. So I think somehow along the way, her success, I was afraid of. I was afraid of repeating that pattern of having to be on point, be responsible, and having to miss time or activities from your kids. It was a part of it. As a childhood, I had to deal with it. I had to accept it. And it wasn't like it happened all the time, but there were some important moments that I did not have the way I guess that I wanted to because my mom had to handle business. I understood it. I knew what was going on. But who knew that the emotional factor would carry on to adulthood? I understood it. I looked up to my mom. She worked hard for her family. She really did. And I'm still finding out the different things that she touched and learned and the jobs that she had. And I couldn't believe it. I mean, when I tell you as a child, we never missed a beat. We did not go without, and we had no clue. We knew she was working hard, but we had no clue how hard she was actually working. But as an adult, and I'm sitting here looking and I'm having this emotional issue that I wasn't aware that I was having. It took me, I really want to say about 12 years into my adulthood. I'm into my 30s before I actually tracked down why am I holding on to this and what am I afraid of? And of course, it toppled with a couple traumas in here. Now I don't want my kids to go somewhere else. It was a compound effect. The fear was more than just success. I had genuine trauma and PTSD from growing up that allowed me to really, really hold on to that fear. And I didn't want to be successful. I knew that if my kids needed me, I'm done. I'm out. I have to go stage left. My kids are calling. They need me. There's something going on. And I just didn't want to touch something that I didn't plan on finishing. So I would touch things. I would see that success. I would hear the comments from my loved ones and strangers and, customers and people that were interested in what I was doing. And I could feel it. Here we go. It's about to grow. I'm about to neglect my family. I'm about to neglect my family. That was my personal fear. How'd I get over it? I did the research and I found out what the source was. Just an emotional childhood tie, coupled by trauma to enforce it. But second, I had to forgive myself because I didn't know any better. One, as a child, you don't understand the dynamics of your household and what's happening with your parents and yourself. And you hold on to things. You make an emotional declares, things I will never do. As soon as I grow up, I can't wait to. So I forgive myself for that. It wasn't a bad thing. I had no clue of what I was doing. I had no clue that I was locking down a promise to myself. It was unknown. I didn't know. So I forgave myself for that. How can you be held accountable for something you didn't even know you were doing? And who knew that some emotional declaration would be here some 30, 40 years later? You don't know that kind of stuff. So I forgave myself. And then I chose to let it go. Give it to God. Release it. It had had so much time and power over my life, just unknowingly in the back of my mind, really. It took a lot of opportunities for me. I started going back, especially as I got older and I'm more established, looking back at the different opportunities that have crossed paths with me, that have looked me dead in my face and say, hey, you want it? Because this is yours. There were several. That fear of success took a lot of different opportunities from me. Now, of course, you trust God's timing for everything because now I'm definitely more acceptable. I'm ready for the abundance. I can balance my family. I'm not moving in fear. So God's time was perfect. Thank you, Lord, because you knew exactly what I need and you knew what I didn't know. But release it to Him so that you can get your time back, so you can catch up in the life that you always wanted to live or the life you didn't know that you could have. Take that challenge. Take it. Once you find out what that fear is and you face it and you demand your power back, you give it to God and you let it go, continue to grow. Take the challenge, face the fear, and overcome it. Let God show you how much strength He can give you. Let God show you how much power it no longer has over you. No longer has over you. So that you can see exactly who you are and what you were meant to do. Let God, give Him permission Give God permission to stretch you past the fear and stretch you into the unknown, outside of your comfort zone, so that He can show you, this is what I wanted to bring to you this whole time. This is not what you were missing, but this is what has been waiting for you. This is what you can do. This is what you can handle. No more fear. Because I tell you, you are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you know. We have all kinds of fears. Small, some are very strong. Everything from just the fear of speaking in front of a crowd, bugs, darkness, new areas, the road, people, exactly. There's so many different type of fears that hold on to us, and you don't have to let it happen. It happens, it's natural, but you don't have to keep it. You can choose to get your power and take it back, and it's very important that you do so, because we need you. I need you. She needs you. He needs you. Your children, your friends, the kids that you didn't birth, that you're still teaching, they need you. The community needs you. So let's go ahead and get these fears so we can throw them out the door, okay? And self-doubt, you don't think you can do it? You don't think you can do it? Yes, you can. Transitions into anything new are scary. And they're raggedy. They're usually pretty raggedy. I mean, trial and error, you just have no clue. You dropping the ball all over the place. Oh, I thought we were dribbling. I didn't know that we were supposed to hold that ball. Yeah, it's completely normal. It is a part of the process. There is a learning curve in everything that you do. So give yourself some grace. Don't look at your doubt because you think you failed, because you've dropped the ball. No, you're learning. You're supposed to learn and drop the ball. Mistakes are supposed to happen. The road is not so straight and narrow and then that's easy. You know, and you learn for a fact through experience. Okay, well, this doesn't work. Let me try this one again. Maybe I need a different combination. Experience is the only way for you to learn that. Therefore, i.e., you're going to make some mistakes. They're learning tools. So don't avoid them. Don't be upset when they happen. Look at it. Identify, where did I go wrong? Or how did this come to be? Why did this not work out? Well, this just is not working for me. I think it's difficult. I don't really care for it too much. Whatever your combination is, just analyze it. Put it into whatever category it needs to. Take out what it is for you, what you need, and leave the rest. Let somebody else have it. It's not. And then you put that combination of the things that you learned, that you assess for yourself, what you can learn, what you need, what you don't need. Make a new combination and jump back in there. Try again. All right. We have things that are put together better this time. Let's see what happens. Don't be afraid to fail, because that's how you learn. Just take what you need, leave the rest, put it together, strap your seatbelt on, and get back in the game. That's all it is. Don't doubt yourself. It is okay to be worried or cautious, nervous, a little bit of anxiety there, right? Of what lies on the other side of the unknown. There's only one way to fail, is to not even try. So take that chance, take the challenge, and find out who you are on the other side of it. You don't know what you can get through until you get through. And the only way to get through is by getting through. You can't go around it. You can't avoid it. You need to get through whatever that obstacle is, so you can show yourself, yes, I got this. I can get through it. I did get through it. Let me show you how to get through it. That's what that process looks like for you and anyone that's exposed to you, your situations, your life story, your experiences and your testimonies. It's just life. It's not a mistake. You're not a mistake. It's not about doubting yourself. It's just really about being unsure. Change the words. I'm not sure. But you can. You'll find out when you actually do. You'll find out as you're trying. It's a process. So allow the process to do what it do. Give God permission to stretch you and show you who you are. Ask him for his help, recognizing whatever the issues is behind your fears. Forgive yourself, let it go, and allow him to show you who you are and allow him to show you who he is in all of it. In all of it. Because the things that you went through that made you have that thought, guess what? You're still going to use them. They'll still be there. They're going to continue with you for the rest of your life. We learn from everything. Every single thing that we do, see, touch, expose to. We really do. But most of us just don't realize that. This experience of the fear that you're having, this challenge that you're about to overcome, the doubt that you're about to minimize, the confidence that you are about to build, and just the being that you're about to stretch and grow into. Look forward to it. Look forward to it. Because you're about to see. You're about to know for yourself. Not a guess. But you're about to actually know through an experience who you are and what it is that you can do and how much you can get through. If you look at your life, haven't you already been through a lot? Haven't you overcome a lot? Exactly. Anytime that you get afraid or you think of some other type of emotionally attached negative feeling towards anything that you want to do, that you feel like you should be doing or not, whatever, every time you get one of those emotional triggers, remind yourself of the things that you have gotten through. If you have a serious pull and you're like, man, like it's still hurting your feelings greatly, then you need to revisit it. There's some things lingering in there that maybe you haven't seen, that you haven't learned. You definitely have not forgiven yourself or the other persons inside of that situation. But definitely don't ignore it. Your success, this abundance is on the outside of that. Take your power back and be who God wants you to be in all areas. At home, professionally, socially, communally, globally. Be who you're supposed to be. Take God with you through all of it and get through all of it. So let's overcome this fear of failure, trial and error, and self-doubt, because it's just a part of the process. It's supposed to be there. So welcome it and bring a notebook. Like really, bring a notebook because, child, there's so much to learn depending on how great the quote unquote failure is. When you look through history, you're going to find that all of the greats had great failures, a great amount of failures, or huge failures that we can't even imagine as little people here on earth. Like, you're not the only person. Talk to the people around you. Talk to the elders. Talk to a coworker. Talk to your supervisors. Talk to other business owners. Talk, talk, talk. And I'm telling you, you're not the only person who feels that way. There's a whole world of people who have gone through this exact same emotion. And it pops up often. It's not even something that you can just do one time and then you get over for the rest of your life. Everything new is scary or uncomfortable. That's just the truth of it. So look at it like it's facts, because it is. Accept those facts. Welcome the challenge. And like I said, put on your seatbelt and get ready for the ride, because there's a learning curve. You might get dizzy, but it's okay. Whatever you drop, pick it up, write down some notes, and keep doing what you're doing, because you're doing great. Thank you for being here today. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Yes, look forward to seeing you guys next week. And everyone, have a good day. Have a blessed rest of your week. And look those fears in its eye and say, hey, guess what, me and you need to have a meeting. So you guys have a good rest of your day and week.